Thanks to the supporters of channel member Tyler Huffman. Well, it all comes down to this, our third Champions League final in a row. And I may have said in a previous episode, if I don't win this one, I won't play FM again until they release a new game, which, in retrospect, might have been overconfidence, but we really should beat Real Sociedad. Hello and welcome to Club 3, part 25 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we hopefully have a Premier League trophy lift, followed by a Champions League trophy lift. That's the plan. We haven't played any more matches since the last episode, because that was how we got through to the Champions League final. The Premier League looks like this. We're 5 points clear with 3 games to go, although the teams behind us only have 2 games to go. So our win here against Bournemouth in the late kickoff will see us crowned Premier League champions. Liverpool, the other team we're keeping an eye on, only got a draw against Sunderland. So Liverpool go into the final 2 games, 2 points adrift in the relegation zone, with a very real chance of Liverpool being relegated from the Premier League. In fact, if Liverpool and Forest go down, that's quite a lot of Champions League titles going to be playing in the Championship next season. That's absolutely madness. But let's beat Bournemouth. Let's get our trophies sorted. Then we can worry about everyone else's. And obviously, we're rotating the team. We've got a Champions League final coming up. So you're going to get to see some of the fringies, including Milivojevic in goal, a back four of Eketsi, Bordalas, Mamishi and Everton Antonio. Steve at the base of the midfield with Pilbro and Ireland ahead of him. Strobel on the left, Garnacho on the right and Heilbronn up front. He can only do 75 minutes. He's just recovering from an injury. But he has been a very good centre forward for us this year. Definitely have been forcing his agenda in my 4 years at Manchester United, after signing him for Coventry just before I left. But forcing his agenda, you can only force an agenda so far. He's actually turned out quite good, and hopefully he can get a hat-trick today to win us the league, and everyone can be like, oh, you know what, Kev was right about that Heilbronn guy that he signed for 2.9 million all along. Never mind the fact we signed him for 82 million here or whatever it was. I signed him for less than £3 million when I was at Coventry. We do Football Manager around here, boys and girls. Right, Bournemouth trying to ruin our double trophy celebration party, and ruin me for rotating a little bit. I mean, it is only a little bit. We've got basically our first choice back four out there. We've got a goalkeeper who's probably as good as our first choice keeper, but just doesn't play as many matches. The midfield was the midfield I expected to be my first choice 3 at the start of the season. Strobel was our player of the year last year. And Garnacho's played over 100 times for Argentina. The only one you'd have a question mark over is Heilbronn. But he's in double figures for Premier League goals this season. So he's pretty good too. And we spent 80 million on him. So it's rotated, but it's a side that would be theoretically capable of winning the Premier League, even without the likes of Muniz and Ilunga and Yamal and Filieri and all these real elite level superstars that are missing from this starting 11. So we shouldn't need them to beat the likes of Bournemouth, he says, as we go in at halftime, 0-0, having not had a shot on target. So we might have to do some changes in the second half. We have had a few wobbly moments in the league lately as well, as we kind of limp over the finish line. The focus is very much on the Champions League, but we do have some of our stars down on the bench. We don't have any of the names I just listed. Casemiri's down there. Preen can come on and change a game potentially. Can we do a goal? I really wanted a trophy lift in this match. At 6 points clear, no matter how good the goal difference is, we're not going to lift the trophy if it ends 0-0, which is very frustrating. Right, Heilbronn's going to come off for Casemiri. Antonio comes off. Levi Burrows get his goal threat on. Get Ireland off. Let's have Hugo Larsson coming on and release Pilbro a little bit further forward. And we're going to go attacking because we want to see the trophy lift in this one. I don't want to have to show you a third match in the episode. That's madness. Come on, gentlemen. Can we at least have some highlights? Highlights would be nice. Steve's going to come off for Mainu. And I mean, we will bring on Preen. Preen's going to come on. Strobel goes over to that side where he can be an inverted winger. Preen can be an actual winger over here. And come on, chaps. Let's have the late winner, a Levi Burrows header. That works for me. And it's going to be Bournemouth who score, isn't it? What a stupid football match this is turning out to be. This whole episode was supposed to be a formality. I'd like it on record now. If we somehow bottle this Champions League, I'm not keeping to my word. I'm going to be a liar. I need to play Football Manager. I have bills to pay. But, you know, it was a fun hook for the start of the video. I have no intention of keeping to it. Unless, of course, we win comfortably, in which case I was always going to keep to it. Ooh, the jeopardy. But it is Bournemouth with a corner. Have we had an attacking highlight in this game? I don't know that we have. Corner comes in. Burrows is there to head it up in the air, and Mainu gets it the rest of the way clear. I say the rest of the way. It's gone straight to Bournemouth on the edge of the area, and they're trying to continue their attack and doing quite a good job of it. Can we just get the ball and go and do a goal? Right, here we go. Mainu with the longish throw. Finds Bordalas. It's back with Mainu. Mainu across to Larson, who can't get a proper touch on it. It's cleared as far as Aketsi and now Mamishi. There's 2 minutes of normal time left. Larson to Burrows. Burrows into Casemiro. And is it going to be given? The linesman's got his flag up. That could be the goal that wins us the Premier League for the 4th year in a row. We're checking with the VAR and it's disallowed. Brilliant. We're demanding more again. How offside was it? Quite offside. Brilliant. Sigh. Well, I guess we're not seeing a trophy lift today. Fantastic. And in fact, we might not see a trophy lift at all, because if Man City drop points here against Brighton, that is that. The league is won. So Brighton are a decent team pushing for Champions League qualification in their own right. They need to win all of their remaining 3 games to have any chance at all. So we might be about to win the league here. And we have. We've won the league. Not in a match, so we're not going to get to see a trophy lift. But there we go. 4 years in a row as Premier League champions. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Look at that. We're dominant. Yes, I'm in the Hall of Fame. Of course, I'm in. Am I above previous Kev? I am. It looks like I'm the best Kev there's ever been now. I've pushed the last non-league to legends Kev out of this Hall of Fame. That's jolly nice. I mean, what's he doing here? This is the problem with doing streamer showdowns and things. What is he doing there? My word. And there we go. That was the final Premier League table and your confirmation that we have won it 4 years in a row. I also wanted to show you the Media Dream 11. We're 2 away from having a clean sweep on the Media Dream 11. It's only our left back, because Everton Antonio's in at left back, our right back. So it's our left back and our goalkeeper letting us down. Otherwise, we would have a clean sweep. Interesting that, in fact, I was going to say interesting that Burrows is in ahead of Mamishi, because when I looked 3 days ago in game, it was Burrows ahead. So Burrows is close, but there's an argument Burrows could get in ahead of this random guy from Tottenham. But Mamishi has now got in ahead of Burrows in the defence. Strobel, despite never really starting anymore, is obviously in on the left hand side. Filieri and Ireland in midfield, and then Elunga and Moniz as our strikers. So quite a good team. We've got quite a good team. Let's go and win the Champions League with it. This is the 11. You should know about it. You could pick this team now. You know it's going to be these 11. It's Canizares in goal, a back four of Aketsi, Bordalas, Mamishi and Everton Antonio. Larson gets the nod ahead of Steve at the base of the midfield, with Filieri and Ireland ahead of him. Yamal on the left, Moniz on the right, Ilunga up front. The only question mark positions, I guess, are there and there. Everyone else picks themselves, and we're going to win the Champions League, finally. Real Sociedad aren't even going to be in it next year. So we really should beat them. This isn't Manchester City or Real Madrid like we faced in the last couple of years. We have a home-ish advantage as well, playing at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. And Joe Ireland, rejuvenated, now he's no longer a grumpy boy, has opened the scoring after less than 2 minutes with a header from a corner. He shouldn't even be there. I don't know why he's there. I mean, he's our captain. He can go where he wants. I mean, he is a big boy in his own right, but we've got some big boys. I mean, Bordalas has got like 17 goals this season. Why are we not aiming at him? Because Joe Ireland has decided that after a season of waste, he's going to single-handedly win us the Champions League, and Yamal rattles the crossbar, and I think, and it's early to say it, I think this is already a bit of a foregone conclusion today. I think we're going to win this comfortably. And we should, because Real Sociedad, I mean, they've had such an easy route to the final. I haven't even looked if Liverpool got relegated. I've been so distracted. We need to go back and check that. You probably already know because I've shown you the league table. You lot would have been thinking to check. But I've already forgotten Liverpool exist. But that's who Real Sociedad had in the semi-final, a team barely hanging on to the Premier League. Did they hang on? We'll find out after the match. Lamine Yamal plays it forward to Ireland. Aketsi into Yamal. Yamal tries to get the ball across. I mean, it ends up somehow staying in. The keeper flaps at it and Moniz tries to roll it back over, but it doesn't quite get there. And who's that coming back to? Is that Larson? Larson being a proper defensive midfielder, getting his crunching tackling. He is on a yellow card. So, Steve, get ready. You're coming on at half-time. We can't have a defensive midfielder on a yellow card, especially when he's not completely comfortable in the position. The only thing that could stop us is bottling. And I really don't want to bottle. Filieri's so good. Look at him go. He wasn't even a starter for us at the start of the season. He's now one of the best players in the Premier League. If it hadn't been for this recent resurgence of Ireland, you could argue best central midfielder in the Premier League. From a standing start, from absolutely nowhere, becomes homegrown at the club in 32 days as well. So whoever takes over from me as next Manchester United manager, assuming I win this tournament now, has got a homegrown Filieri at only 21 years old in his squad, which is quite a handy thing to have, as is Bruno Moniz, who just dinks it over the goalkeeper for his 18th goal of the season. He's just won Premier League Young Player of the Year. He's also broken the Premier League assists record for a season as well in this season just gone. He's still only 22. This is a team that could dominate European football for the next 10 years without having to do an awful lot to it. You're welcome, Manchester United. I mean, if they want me in real life, I'm expensive, but this is my video CV to show you what I'm capable of. No back threes here. We're just doing proper football. We're going to have to throw a bit of cash around, but look at us. We're winning everything. Better than that Scottish fellow was. His son was the real talent in that family anyway. I'm sure all posh fans will agree. Right, 2-0 up at half-time. We probably should be looking at taking off Larson, but I don't want to just haul him off at half-time. Steve is on the bench, I think. Yeah, Steve's on the bench. So we'll probably make that change on the hour mark, just as a safety precaution. Everton Antonio got space to play into. It falls to Filieri. Moniz kind of lets the ball drift past him and then gives it away. So I'm not really sure what he was planning there, but Aketsi wins the ball back and it's now Ireland to Yamal. Yamal with a heavy touch, but it's back with Aketsi again. We are relentless. They just can't get the ball clear. We take it off them every time they try to. Filieri, we could do with a third here. Plays it into Moniz. Oh, nearly. Very nearly. Those two combining. They're so young and they're so good. I mean, even Ilunga's still only 24. Yamal's the old man of this front four. And I mean, Ireland's 25, I think. I think Yamal's 27, 28. So he's still got 5 years in him. What a team. I mean, if I were to stay here, which obviously I am not, I would be looking to get Yamal over to Saudi Arabia in the next few years. Just make sure he doesn't go to Manchester City. Get him on a £2 million a week contract somewhere in Saudi Arabia so he can never come back to Europe. And let him be someone else's problem because we're paying him £500,000 a week. He's great. He's been our best player this season, but we don't actually need him. We've got Strobel, who's younger and cheaper, and we only signed him, as you know, to stop him going to Manchester City. He does score goals, though. 27 for the season for Yamal. And that, I'm going to get my trophy ready. It's not the Lego trophy for this one. I have my little Champions League trophy. We're just going to leave that in front of me for now. I feel like I'm going to need it in a moment. I have looked at potentially building a Lego Champions League trophy. The problem is you can't get shiny Lego bricks. Right, Larson's going to come off. Steve comes on for him. We're also going to take off Mamishi and bring on Burrows. Just a couple of changes early on, partly to protect people on yellow cards and partly to give some proper game time to players who definitely deserve to play in this final, because Burrows and Steve have played a lot of football this season and were a little bit hard done by to not be starting. Everton Antonio, desperate to score a screamer. Unfortunately, his shooting is always a little wild. And when they go in, they look spectacular. They don't go in very often, though. Burrows plays it back to Canizares. Canizares, who's just won the Premier League Golden Glove, FIFA World Goalkeeper of the Year. He's quite good. Moniz turning fullbacks inside out constantly, and now Filieri across to Aketsi. Aketsi drives it across to Yamal, who can't get a proper finish on it. Steve nods it back into the danger area, but now Real Sociedad with an opportunity for a counter-attack, but we've just swarmed back. They had a man over for a second there. By the time the cross comes in, it's just all red in there. We are excellent at both ends of the pitch. We're just levels above this lot. Right. Yamal's going to come off. We can bring Strobel on for him, another guy who definitely deserves to be involved. And I think we take off Ilunga and continue to push the Heilbronn agenda with my final 2 changes. We've got to play 25 minutes with 10 men if someone gets injured now, but I think 10 men are good enough to beat this lot, aren't they? We're confident, and we should be. We should have won the Champions League years ago. It shouldn't have ever got to this point. Filieri, across to Yamal, possibly his final touch in the save, plays it across to Ireland, and it's so good to have him back at his best, just in time for the World Cup. I need him to lead me to World Cup glory, which will be how we finish off the series. And then next week, do a pentagon. Do we fancy a pentagon? Like a proper one? Not one video per a proper Let's Play Pentagon. Do we fancy one of them? Let me know. If you've got a better idea, let me know. But we've got some time to kill now between now and FM26. I've always shied away from doing one because they're quite a big commitment. But having already completed it on FM24, albeit in a video where it was only 5 videos, but a lot of you watched it. A lot of you seem to enjoy it. Money's scoring again. We could spend some time doing a proper pentagon, couldn't we? I think that's the plan. 5-0 up in the Champions League final. It's been a long time coming. We should have won at least one of the previous 2. Oh, we haven't got any more substitutions to make. Let's just run the clock down then. Why not just run down the clock? Joe Ireland with a 10 out of 10, 2 goals, 2 assists performance. Oh, we have got another. There you go. We'll bring Pilbro on then. I thought we'd already made all 5 changes. Apparently we hadn't. So Pilbro comes on for Ireland so he can get a standing ovation. And there we have it, boys and girls. The Champions League. When I ordered this, I did think it was bigger. I didn't look at the size. It just said replica Champions League trophy. I don't think they're this small in real life, unless football is made by tiny people, which there's a chance that it is. But let's be Joe Ireland. We are all Joe Ireland. What a man. Champions League winners. Come on then. And now we resign from Manchester United, leaving them, just like we have with our previous 2 clubs in this save, better than we found them. And that's the important thing. There you go. Money flowing in. Yes, we've qualified for the Club World Cup again. I want no part of the Club World Cup. We will praise Joe Ireland, though. What a man he is. And financially, there's a little bit of debt. The only transfer debt is the Lamine Yamal money. And obviously that money will flow in when TV money, Champions League money and stuff comes in. There's a little bit of transfer budget left. I have already arranged a couple of youngsters to come in this summer, including this guy who would have been a lot of fun. 19 years old, 6'4". We like him big, and he definitely fit the criteria. I wonder how much of that 6'4" is his hair, though, because I'm only 5'11" without my hair. But those 2 are coming in, but it's not my concern anymore because our job is done here at Manchester United. I've arrived. I've won 4 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, a League Cup, an FA Cup, a Conference League, the Club World Cup. We've won literally everything whilst Liverpool have been relegated. So I guess that's your other option for something to do next week. Do we do the Pentagon or do we do one season as Liverpool manager trying to save them? Because that might be fun. But for now, I am resigning from Manchester United. Resign immediately. I imagine I'm going to get begged to stay. Nope, they're not even begging me to stay. We understand you'll need to focus on your national team job. I mean, fair enough. There you go. I've quit my job at Manchester United. Simone Inzaghi at Torino is favourite to take over. I feel like he's not as good as me. But the focus now... Oh, wow, we've had a mass walkout. The focus now is on England at the World Cup. And that'll be where we pick up tomorrow. We've got our 55-man preliminary squad that includes a lot of our Manchester United boys, plus some familiar names. The likes of Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, Ethan Ranieri are all in there. Etienne Tipple. There's a name from the past. Let's go win the World Cup, shall we? If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.